Remember, we talked about arousal non-concordance. I will put the link to the video in the description below. When your genitals are not in concordance with the emotions that you're feeling. In other words, you can have a hard-on, but you don't actually feel like having sex, right? So the same thing happens with orgasms. So we now know that women who have been raped had orgasms, even though they were traumatized by the experience. They did not enjoy it. So we're talking about non-concordance, but with orgasms today. Orgasmic non-concordance. I'm going to refer to this book again by Emily Nagoski, Come As You Are. When it comes to female sexuality and female body, I only deliver you the information that I have lived, I've experienced, and I find it to be true. I like the way she framed it. She breaks down 3 things that orgasms are not. And the first thing is that orgasm is not a genital response. Remember how I pulled out definitions from Google what orgasms were, and none of them were all inclusive definition of an orgasm. So I just pulled out another one. It's a different one that came up, and again, it's not precise. So orgasm is a climax of sexual excitement, not all the time, characterized by feelings of pleasure centered in genitals, not all the time, in men experienced as an accompaniment to ejaculation, and in women as rhythmic pelvic floor contractions. Not all the time. We now know that men who are advanced in their sexuality, they don't have to ejaculate in order to experience internal orgasm. Same thing with women. Women who can breathe all that sexual energy from your sexual organs region up through your body and experience a hard orgasm or full body orgasm, their genitals do not contract. And there have been studies and research where women in a laboratory have been asked to orgasm, and let's say 1 a weak orgasm and 5 and super exciting orgasm. So there were no correlation between the quality of an orgasm to pelvic floor muscle contractions. In other words, all women have the pelvic floor muscle contractions, but some of them didn't experience pleasure and some of them did. And in another study, 2 women out of 11 women reported that they experienced internal orgasm without having those pelvic floor muscle contractions. I've experienced that, so I can tell you from a first party perspective, this is true. In other words, genital physiological markers of orgasm are not always predictive of a woman's subjective experience of an orgasm, which makes sense. Just like with arousal, it's not what's happening in your genitals, it's what's happening in your brain. Second thing, what orgasm is not: a pinnacle of pleasure. Orgasms can be mind-blowing and earth-shattering, and orgasms can be plain, boring, annoying, and frustrating as well. This woman in New Zealand, I believe, every time she brushed her teeth, she had orgasms. She hated it. She had to switch to mouthwash. This one man, you can actually find it on YouTube, he is having like 30-40 orgasms per day. Playing with his child, being with his father or mother, he just has these ongoing orgasms. And he's not even having sex with his wife because orgasms for him is a definition of ongoing frustration. So once again, why some orgasms feel amazing and some not? That's right, context. And the third thing orgasm isn't: hierarchical. I struggle with this word every single time. All orgasms are different, and there is no right or better way to have an orgasm. Of course, you've heard from media that there are many kinds of different orgasms, right? Clitoral orgasms, G-spot orgasms, cervical orgasms, vaginal penetrative orgasms, anal orgasms. Well, the science tells us there is only one orgasm. There's one internal experience of an orgasm when your brain lights up. One internal experience for one orgasm generated in different ways. Context is the key. It happens in your brain. Sometimes you can have the earth-shattering orgasm derived by clitoral stimulation, and sometimes without even touching, just by mental energetic stimulation. Their value comes not how they came to be, but how did they feel inside, regardless of the place it was generated by. So just as all penises and vulvas are healthy and normal, all orgasms, regardless of the place it was derived from, are healthy and normal. And their value comes not from how they came to be, but whether they were desired and wanted, how they were processed internally. All right? Okay, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like it, share it. Please comment, ask me any questions you'd like in the comments below. I'll see you very soon.